Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated signal as long as you are on SIM. We're not responsible for your trade. We have the scalpers started, both of them at 8 o'clock. We have the NASDAQ on 5 minutes, already 3,530. And we had a lucid trade. We were a little over 4,000, and now on the scalper ES we have a 3,037.50. For the swing trading, they are doing very well on the swing trading. The Nasdaq on the 3 minutes. For the swing trading, we have 2,400, and today I have the Nasdaq scalping on conservative mood, and putting it on 5 minutes, and we're doing fine. Let me tell you what happened before 10 o'clock. The market, you can see it was really strong to the long side, and you can see how far the bar away from the line. It was a very strong trend. But at this moment, the Nasdaq has lost it to the long, and now we are going down. Still the buyers over the sellers, but that's not enough, because the momentum here, the 1 minute, the 3 minutes, the 1 minute start turning red. The boat is sinking. The boat is sinking, and there is no long trade at this moment. It's only short trades at this moment, and it's going to be confirmed when the ES go below that number. That means all the bets are off on the long trades, and it's only short trade. However, if the ES stay above the 6,013, maybe the Nasdaq will pull back a little bit. At the same time, we have a short signal. This is a different system. A short signal pointing to the market is done to the long trade. So if you notice here, the ES stayed above the 6,013, which that is going to change the direction of the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq at this moment, if you are auto trading, is a very high risk trade. At this moment, the Nasdaq wants to go down. All the indication start showing your boat start sinking. And here also the ES, now we have the buyer a little bit over the sellers, but the indication the ES start losing it. So we are waiting for the ES to cross the 6,013. Confirmation around that number here is, once it go below the 610, that means we are in a very nice short mood. If you notice, the ES maintaining above the 6,013, as long as the ES maintaining above the 6,013, is gonna bring you volatility on this Nasdaq. So be careful with the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has already hit the institutional number, target 3. Profit taken on target 3 has already hit the daily target, the morning session. And usually those target 1 and 2 and 3, usually they hit around 11 o'clock. Today the Nasdaq hit it before, and now we have the scalper Nasdaq took a trade, and we are already around $500 on that trade. So we hope that is going to try to go back, retesting the target 3 institutional number. On the scalper ES, now we started around 3,700 a few minutes ago. We are up 4,287. So let's see what happened here. The scalper already hit 700 on that trade. we are using 5 minutes today, and we are using 100 ticks on the scalper. The 50 ticks can make more money, but I prefer today to use the 100 ticks because it's a little bit more conservative than the 50 ticks. So we are 4,287, and the Nasdaq scalper now it is 730, and we'll see if the Nasdaq cross that number here. That will be really nice. We have the institutional number is 21,844. We need to cross that desperately for this trade to make it. Now, in those situations, when you see this market is struggling a little bit, you can always go and take a profit without disarming your auto trade. You can go on the top and you put a close position, and that you can take a profit anytime you want. Like this, close position. I close position. We are 4,030, and the auto trade is still running, is struggling. I can see it's a struggling market, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Right now, the scalper is 4,387. So let's see what happened. And I mean, $600 trade on the Nasdaq is better than nothing. So taking the profit, it wasn't the best choice. Take the profit and regret later. This is number one. You need to learn in the trading. Take your profit and regret later, always. So you can override the auto trade and take a profit. And we will see if this Nasdaq able to go above. There is not much going on in the Nasdaq. If you are auto trading the Nasdaq, there is not much going on. Even if the Nasdaq across the institutional number, you have 1, 2, 3 resistance, and that is not going to be very easy to penetrate all those resistance. At the same time, right now, the scalper here is taking a long trade, which this bet crossing the resistance with a projection at 6,018 is getting stronger, is trying to break it. So that trade, and look, he closed it and went short on that fib. And let's see if this fib able to, if the Nasdaq, if the ES able to break that double resistance here, then we have a losing trade. If it's not, then we're gonna have a winning trade on the scalper. Has nothing to do with your auto trade. So at this moment we have 4,412 on the scalper using 100 tick. Let's see if the Nasdaq will be able to cross the institutional number, profit taken on institutional number. So the market is really sitting on a key between short and long, and that is could be a lot of confusion for an amateur trader. Let's see what happened. Okay, the market dropped. This is not good. So now it was a good decision to take 600 out of the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq came in right at the institutional profit taken and then take a dive, and now the ES taking a dive, and there is no more short trades. On the ES scalper, we went below the 4,000 and we regain it immediately. We are 4,162. $4,337 on the scalper. The market really not trained in. You have to be careful if you are auto trading. Now we are back to 4,500 on the ES scalping. I know the auto trade is going to take short on the ES, but there is no short. I tell you why. Because we have a tremendous support, double support area, and we have a double resistant area. If you notice here, we have a double resistant and we have 1, 2, 3 support area. This is really, the market got stuck in this channel, and you will be not getting anywhere with the trade if you are trying to generate a new trade. But if you are, let's say, on like this one here, we are on a swing trade, and this is a different story. But for small trades, this is your support and this is your resistance, and the market is really now changing a little bit. Still the buyers over the sellers, but the momentum is not really fully green. The Nasdaq recovered. The Nasdaq recovered. We have the buyers over the sellers with the 6 different time frame, and the market analyzer from 1 to 30 minutes, 1 to 30 minutes is in the green. But we are waiting on the ES to get into the green, and we are waiting on the ES to break those double resistance. Once this double resistance broken, and then the Nasdaq is going to fly to this area here, which it is 21,872. So what we are waiting to see if this Nasdaq able to break that double resistance. If it does not, the Nasdaq is gonna drop again because the ES is slowing him down. We have a new signal on the CL sell. We have a new signal on the CL sell, but there's only one sell target. We still have 2 long. We'd like to see both of them are in red if you wanted to trade with the trend. There is not much movement. To our traders on Friday, it's a different ball game on Friday. To our traders, if you are an early bird on Friday, you need to start scalping early. Normally on Friday, all those amateur traders, they go away the first couple hours after the markets open. On Friday is very good after all those bunch of unprofessional traders goes away with losses on Friday. They don't understand how to behave on a Friday. They think it's like any other day, you just turn on the dishwasher on, and it's not. Friday is a special day. Friday, you need to trade before those amateur traders get in at the market opening on Friday, and then you let them get in the mass. And if you are an early bird, you need to auto trade early on Friday, or if you're not, then you come on Friday around 1 o'clock, 1:30. This is where all the mature traders are gone. They lose on Friday and they're gone. And then the market on Friday around 1:30 starts slowing down and go in one direction most of the Fridays. And then those scalpers are perfect for early morning on Friday or after 1 o'clock. You sit down on the cruise control, you just maintain, make sure everything is okay, you don't get overfilled, you don't lose internet connection, your computer did not restart, and you turn them on Friday afternoon when all those amateur people are gone. The market starts slowing down, and then you start picking up a lot of ticks on Friday. So don't get into trades on Friday the first couple hours, because if you don't know what you're doing on Friday, it stays with you the whole weekend. You know, you say, why did I do this? Why? And for the last 16 years in the public, trying to train people and all this, I don't know why. A lot of people, like, they have an auto trade sitting on the side or on the sim, and they choose Friday to go live. And then what they do, they choose to go live on Friday the first couple hours, where it's the worst time to start auto trading, not knowing your auto trade, not knowing the market, and you start auto trading live on Friday. I don't know why, but the last 16 years in the public, dealing with thousands of traders for the last 16 years, somehow everybody start on Friday, which it is a wrong day to start live on an auto trade you don't know, or you don't know the market. This is a wrong day to do it. So it's always a try to pick. I don't want to get into it into public, but there is tricks if you wanted to go live, how to do this, which I'm gonna be covering this for our traders on Monday. If someone can remind me, I'll teach you how to go on before you go live, what you need to do and how to see things on the market before you start going live. On the scalper, we're still going in the circle, 4,262 on the scalper, and now the scalper on the 5 minutes, I turn on the conservative time frame. The auto trade does not have conservative button. You just use it from out of the box. You don't need to optimize, you don't need to do anything, and you just leave it as is. So today I turn it on conservative for a Friday and I put it on 5 minutes. I don't want it to be aggressive. On 5 minutes does not take too much trades, but it is accurate trades. That's what we need, accurate trades, and we don't want it to be on a very aggressive mood today. Now, also there is an option you can do if you wanted to use a little more action. You can use if you wanted to take it more trades, you can use the 400 ticks. The 400 ticks made 5,465 from 8 o'clock. You can use the ticks if you want to generate more trades, and you can go on 400 ticks or 450. That is can take more trades than the 5 minutes, and also if you wanted to use the ES on 1 minute, you can also do the ES on 1 minute. Also is a conservative. This is the ES trades. It's not as aggressive as the tick. Already 1,725, and it's stable. It's not going left and right like the 100 tick. The 100 tick is still aggressive, but on the minute you can see is a little bit more less trade, more accuracy on your trade. So you decide which, if you want it to be aggressive or conservative. You know, you don't need to do anything to the auto trade. Just on the 400 ticks also it was much more, but we had a losing trade. And now if we look at the 400 ticks, there is not much movement here, and it is causing, it's not taking the trades, so that's okay. On the scalper, so you can do many things with the scalper. If you wanted to go overnight, also you can use a smaller time frame if you want to go on overnight trades. So there are many opportunities to how you wanted to play it. So if we notice on the ES, we are still, look at this, one straight line, and that's why you don't see any performance right now. This swing trading has been almost the same numbers for the last half an hour, and if we look at the ES, is one straight line, and the many yellow colors, which is a neutral. There is no direction on the. You can set it up on 1 contract or 2 contracts or 5 contracts or 10 contracts. If you wanted to use, as an example, the micro account, you can use 5 mini accounts, 2. You can decide how many contracts you want. You know, you can put it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you are using micro account, you can turn it on 2 contracts, 4 contracts on a micro account. So you decide. It's not me have to decide for you how many contracts you want to do. But always try not to trade no more than what you can afford to lose on anything, on Bitcoin, on future. Try to not overdoing it and burn your fingers, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So we are sitting on standby. The market is not moving. And if we look at the NASDAQ, look at this. NASDAQ is a support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. So if you notice here, there is one straight line, and here is one straight line. and the market is not performing, it's just sitting on idle. And when the market is sitting on idle, you do not have performance on any type of an auto trade. It's like you're trying to get hair out of a bull-headed man, and when there is no takes, there is no profit. You know, it's not like what somebody said, and that the auto trade is supposed to know all of it. No, the auto trade does not know all of it. You have to also look at it and see there is no movement in the market. There is no movement in the market. And it is between a resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. The same thing apply on the ES, resistance, support, resistance, support. In the on the older days, when we were trading before the internet, before even the internet, we have a dish, a satellite dish in Geneva, and on days like this, it was no E-mini. It was nothing about E-mini or micro account. The real ES, the big ES, on those days here, especially around the holidays, Christmas, those used to be our favorite, because you can sit down and on a couple ES, you can make $1,000 on each trade. You know, 500, 1,000, 500 all day long. But now we are dealing with micro and E-mini and internet and all this. But in the older days, there used to be, those are our favorite days, but not in this 2025 when you have kids moving in and out within seconds. The scalper is going long and short, long and short, long and short, and neither one of them is grabbing any money. And if you notice, we broke finally the support area, and the Nasdaq got stuck in this area here and cannot find direction anymore between long and short. And this is not good. This is not good. Now the ES broke that line, and let's see if it can maintain below that used to be support, now resistance, if it's going to drag the Nasdaq. So I'm gonna override the auto trade and close it. I'm gonna give it one more second and then I'll close that trade. I overrode the Nasdaq. It was a very big bad trade. All the long trades are over, and now we are into different mood. We are on the short. The sellers over the buyers. The market analyzers start getting in red. The same story with the ES. The ES finally broke this double support used to be. And if you notice, there is two stars on the bar above the bar indicating now we are getting stronger short. Let's see if he's going to maintain below those double resistance, or he's going to recover again. It's really critical area here. You have to be careful. A really critical area. The ES, you know, we are sitting here. We need confirmation now. They become double resistant. He's flirting with those two lines, and despite the sellers over the buyers, the short is not strong enough. There is a lot of green. So this is a really critical area between the long and the short. For the Nasdaq, there is no long. There is a short and a short at 21,824 at this moment. So you gotta be careful with it. Be careful, there is no long on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is going to stop at 21,824 right there. Right here. This is the re-entry short, so be careful. It's coming to this. Be careful with that. This is a re-entry short. Do not allow your auto trade to take long in this area. Doesn't matter where you auto trade from. Just because you have an auto trade from somewhere else does not mean those fib lines don't apply to you. You're wrong. You're very wrong. They are applying to every trader in the market. And here it is, start sinking again. I'm gonna take some of this profit off. I took it, I closed it. The Nasdaq is a little bit critical today, so There is no direction in the Nasdaq. I don't want to keep holding a trade on the Nasdaq. And we have come into this critical area here. There is a short, re-entry short at 21,822. So it's very important not to go long in here. Very important. Do not let any auto trade to go long. Yes, you can use the ES on 5 minutes as well. This is your 5 minutes, and it's already 3650, and yes, you can use it's a less trades on the 5 minutes like the Nasdaq as well. So yes, you can use or you can use the 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes for conservative trading. Yes. If you are aggressive, you can use 50 takes, 100 take, 150. We need to watch this number, please. Be careful. This is a re-entry short. wait on the long trade with the Nasdaq. Wait. Those Nasdaq, the bars are extreme today. Again, look how it is from 21,815. The bar is all the way to 21,790. I mean, the bars are extremely big for 1 minute chart. This is killing when you are using stop loss. Is killing your trades on the Nasdaq, so you have to be careful. That's why we told you to wait on the Nasdaq. And here it is. It's a trap. How are you gonna tell the auto trade is a trap? Good luck with that. There is no IA system you can tell them there is a trap in the market. How are you gonna explain that to an IA system if you think you're gonna use IA? They're not developed enough to swallow the whole market, maybe in 20 years from now, but some people think IA can do everything, but how are you gonna explain to any system or any auto trade there is a trap in the market? How are you gonna explain that? Let's see what's happened now. We've been going in the circle with the scalper, and we still around average 4,500. We drop, we gain back. We drop below 4,000, and then we go above 4,000, and now we are 4,500, and for 45 minutes we are in the circle going. We should have done around $1,000 between 10 and 11 on two contracts, but as you see the market, 1 minute is long and 1 minute is short, so we are doing 10 times better than the others, but still it's a Friday and the market has no direction. Now we are 46.75 on the ES. The ES is really struggling in this area here, this area and this area, and that now there is buyers. If you can see, start to blinking, there is buyers trying to push the market, and it is like a dead wall in here. The ES is not able to break that area, which it keep dropping, and when it's dropping, it's making the Nasdaq to go down with him. I mean, even if Nasdaq is become independent, but when there is a critical area in the ES like here, is dragging or stopping the Nasdaq to fly to the target institutional number. Those are around 11 o'clock plus minus 10 minutes, and the institutional number is 21,844. Profit taken on this. As you see here, start blinking, indicating there is some push in the market, trying to push this market. There is buyers trying to push the market to break that area here. It is critical, and the ES is not having a success to break that area here. Still on the scalper, we are up to 4,850, which we crossed the 4,000 couple 3 times. We went back to 3,700. We gained it back. We lost it. We gained it back in 1 hour. And now we are up to 4,850 on the scalper. As you see, the ES is still struggling in here on the resistance and the projection, and there is a yellow line. We have explained many times about the yellow line, and the buyers over the sellers, if they are pushing the market, start getting into all the green here. The momentum start getting stronger. We have couple dots red, and is trying very hard to penetrate this area here. Once we break this area, we are done. Then we are back to long trades again. The ES fell again. The scalper took the long trade, and we were hoping to break it, but it didn't. Now we only have one red on the market analyzer. We only have one red dot. The buyers over the seller, not too much, but they are strong enough. The buyers over the seller. The Nasdaq, as you notice here, all is in perfect condition, and what is holding down the Nasdaq is the ES, sadly. So there is no, when the ES come into critical area, the Nasdaq stops, because the market works in sequence. Behind the scene, the market work in sequence, and now the Nasdaq wants to get up. And let's see if the ES able to break that area. It's been struggling all morning with the same area. We are 4,925 on the scalper. 4,925, and I mean it's been taking a lot of small trades. It's gonna try to go long again from this area. Hopefully it's gonna do it this time. Okay, it's short. That's why we said be careful with the Nasdaq. It's a trap, and here it is. Now on the scalper trade here is short, and it took a wrong short because there is a double support area here. I was hoping, I mean, if I'm alone, I can pose the auto trade or I can direct it long or short, but now I'm not doing this here. And here there is a double support area, and the auto trade shouldn't take the short right below that number, above that number. So now we finished at 5,000. There is a new signal for the YM sell signal on the YM. And the one from the the market analyzer. There is a 5 auto trade in the market analyzer, and this is the signal coming from the YM and short, so the market changing direction, and now we have 5,000 on the scalper, and now it's 10:58. This is the last trade. I'm going to stop on 5,000 the scalper, and then if you want to, you can when those amateur traders go home and get rid of those people, the ones that make noises in the market, then you come back to our traders. You come back around 1 o'clock, 1:30. You turn on the scalper on your favorite time frame and let it run the whole afternoon. That's what you need to do for Friday. It's always Friday is a beautiful scalping after those amateur traders go away from us. You know, those are the ones that make noises everywhere. You know, they're done for today with losses. Get rid of them, and then you come back in the afternoon. You enjoy your trade scalping. So that's how it is. The Nasdaq now took a perfect entry. The scalper took a perfect entry. This is long from here. It's a perfect entry, and we are done. Now it's 10:59, and okay, we had one losing trade. That's no problem. We're gonna fix it, but we crossed the 5,000. We had one losing trade. We can regain this trade and make it above 5,000 and stop it on the trade. What you can do, you can go on the top and you go click on the mouth here and you pause the trade, and you are done for now. And then you can go for lunch, and when you come back, you start trading. I think we are done for today. Let me see if there's anything good. Okay, we pause. Now the auto trade will not take any more trade. We are locked in 5,000. And to our traders, you can use the ES 100 takes around 130. I'm expecting around 3,000-4,000 between 1:30 and 4 o'clock, hopefully. So try to use 100 take ES if you want to, or you can use 150 ticks. If you want to be aggressive, you can use 50 ticks. But now we pose it on 5,000. This is not bad for a day like this. Believe me or not, there are many traders using different type of auto trades. They lost a lot of money today because the market was nasty, very nasty market. Folks, that's all what we have for you today. We wish you a very happy weekend, and we'll see you to our traders. There is a webinar on Monday. We see you on Monday. Bye for now.